Welcome to this week's Star Report. It is May the 25th, 2022. So this would be the last week of May. And today's cosmic weather, star weather, is pretty intense, or at least it's pretty complicated or complex. It's not complicated. It's pretty complex. A lot of things are happening at once. And so I'm going to start this week with the sun report, or what's happening on the sun. The sun has been active this week, and so it has been solar flaring, not necessarily large coronal mass ejections. The CMEs coming directed at Earth, but there are a couple that are headed our way. They should be here Friday-ish, and that means that the electrical current or the discharge will hit the Earth's magnetic field and sort of cause a ripple through in a little bit of minor solar storms, which usually appears as like solar lights or increased lightning on the planet. So there'll be an increased charge that's on its way. Now, when those coronal solar flares happen, when those solar flares happen, those give you a little electrical shock to begin with, right? And they cause a little bit of fluttering or pressure in the chest. And then when they hit, they cause a little bit more brain fog. And so also the coronal hole, which is the little dark spot of the sun that is going around or has little things, and it gives a coronal hole stream. Those little streams are going to join up with those CMEs that just launched, I think, a day or two ago. And they're going to hit also at the same time, right? So that's going to give it increased squish. And so there should be earthquakey sort of things happening in planetary weather, maybe some larger storms over the weekend. And so the sun is being active when it is moved into the new sign for end of May, middle of June is Gemini. And so Gemini is the twin. And so the sun sign is bringing its power and its energy into the split, right? And we can think of the idea of the twin is sort of a split personality, or the ability to grow, to split from our old self and grow into a new. And so that split from our former reality into a new reality began, I believe the first day, full day, was Sunday. Definitely it was full day Monday of Gemini. And so that energy of being in Gemini and an active sun, as Gemini is, we do our zodiac by what constellation the sun's in. So the sun being in Gemini and then becoming active here at the beginning causes us, or gives us, the energy to split from the old, right? We're in the middle of Mercury retrograde. We're almost, we met halfway through Mercury retrograde last week. And so we're on our downward, down the hill of the Mercury retrograde. And so that causing of the split is helping us to let go of all of our old self and sort of create that new. And so this energy is causing that split from that old self. And that could be confusing. That can cause a whole lot of, if you're on the edge, or you're prone to depression or to highs and lows, this can cause you to sort of hit a couple of highs and lows and sort of have to be in the middle of a cosmic storm in your brain. And so that should be something that you should pay attention to. In the midst of retrograde, the sun, since we're speaking of the sun, in the midst of this retrograde, Mercury retrograde and Pluto, the sun is also, as of late, slowing down, right? So after all of those eclipses that we had, and this seemed like really intense energy, the Earth itself, the Earth itself has actually slowed down because of the electromagnetic hits from the sun, and all the retrogrades causes the iron core to spin slower. And when the Earth sort of slows down, we sort of feel calmer in this relief, where it doesn't feel like the pressure that we're feeling. Like things got a little bit better starting at maybe Sunday this week. It's because the Earth is slowing down. Now, when I say slowing down, it's not like somebody's hitting the brakes. It's usually a couple milliseconds. Somewhere, I think it's in the neighborhood, check in the notes, of 3 milliseconds where it's slowed down, right? And so it usually doesn't go a whole lot slower than 3 milliseconds than average, or faster than 3 milliseconds than average. But time, so you would feel that time is speeding up or time is slowing down, right? And so you almost feel like this weird relief where not a whole lot is happening, or you're starting to see almost like a matrix where you can see things coming at you and objects that you can react to instead of not react as they pass by. your periphery or into your consciousness. And so that sun energy is really something to pay attention to this week, as we are here in the beginning of Gemini and the end of Mercury retrograde. The things that are affecting the body, the cosmos right now, are the planets mostly. And Mars and Jupiter are influential to sort of help you with that split that the sun is helping. And so that split helps you to rebuild, right? So mitosis, I might have said that earlier, is when cells split and then you grow and you have two cells and then those split and then all of a sudden you have a human form. So the idea that you're having the split is you get to grow, right? So either you're expanding and have this bigger capacity as a self, or you're going to maintain the same size and you're going to leave this part that you're splitting from behind and become this new thing. Either is fine. The Mars energy gives you that right now, sort of that bam, split. And then the Jupiter energy sort of gives you the energy of however long it takes you to separate from the old or create the new is perfectly okay. It's a larger planet. It takes its time. It's going to get things done. It doesn't need to hurry because it doesn't have anything to fear. So those two energies are sort of working on you right now. And then today, Wednesday. Oh, I'm just finally to today. Today, Wednesday, we have the Aries stellium. And so Aries is 2 signs ago. Aries is the ram. Aries is associated with the skull or the higher mind, right? So your divinity, your understanding, your dream interpretation, your if you're a channeler, if you channel information, if you sort of meditate and you receive information from the cosmos, or what they call the Akashic record, or in a more standard term, the zeitgeist, right, where you pull in information and get creativity of something that hasn't been created but happens all over the globe at around the same time. That information usually comes into your skull, into the sign of Aries, and starts to mess with your amygdala and all the like pineal gland and everything that's up here at the center. And then that sort of comes down, right? And so the stellium is just when there's a whole bunch of planets in that sign, right? So it would cause that part of the brain or that part of the body to be receiving that energy. And so that Aries energy is got Venus, Mars, Jupiter, the moon, and Chiron. So the Mars is right going to get you your solar plexus, right? So you have the higher mind relating to the will, the ability to get things done. You have it relating to Jupiter, like I said, the ability and the power to get things done, right? So that's even going to go all the way down into the hips, right? The power to move and the inability to be stopped from what you choose to do, right? So the engagement of the will into a creation of a life. And then we have Venus, right? So hearts, energy. And then we have the moon, which is the womb energy, or the divine feminine, right? So you have this capacity to magnify and create this new life based on the higher mind relating with the heart, going into the will, so that you have this whole bunch of energy, right? And that's sort of happening today, right? So if you're sort of feeling that even though the earth has slowed down, that this calmness is something you need to move towards, it's because of this stellium. And so these energies are the most important energies of the week. Not a whole lot extra is happening, right? So you can sort of ride this wave of this intensity of a slower spinning earth, of the Gemini causing the mitosis, the split, the ability to create new, right? Whether you're going to stay the same size or whether you're going to grow into something bigger, totally up to you, right? And neither one is good or bad, right? This is about your level of consciousness and you seeing the energy and riding the wave as that wave hits you, right? Some people are better surfers. Sometimes even the same waves of energy, if you get on them at different spots of the wave, they're going to propel you differently, or the ride is going to seem different. So it doesn't matter which one of these things you're doing, as long as you're aware that these energies are happening, and that when you're feeling and hearing these things in the body and in the mind and with the vibration of the planets, that you're aware that that's what's happening, and that you're not losing your mind, that you're not all of a sudden becoming ill, or that you're different, that it's these energies of which you're living in, which are causing you the either the anxiety or the anxious or the excitement to move forward and do this change. And so the only thing to sort of other pay attention to is Sunday is a 22 master day, right? So there should be some energy at the beginning of next week to sort of change, right? So it's a 22 master day. 22 or 222 is the number of change, right? So if you're sort of letting this energy build up, right? If you're into revving the engine and then letting off the brake, right? This time from Wednesday to Sunday would be the time to rev the engine. And then not only is it a 22 master day, it is the 22nd week of the 22nd year. So it's the 22nd week of 2022. So all of those twos are really giving you the energy to change. And so go ahead and do that, right? If you've been looking to make changes in your life, even changes in sort of your perspective of how you're seeing the world, right? That could be the change that you need. It doesn't have to be new job, new relationship, or anything like that. It could just be that the world is moving, and I choose to look at it in a different way and interact with that. So the energies are calm and intense this week, right? So you have a lot of power, right? So you have a lot of potentiality. So you might not feel the anxiety of all these things that are happening, but you have the potential to sort of feel it deep in your gut that there's something welling up, and that the ability to change and even the desire to change is sort of there for you to grasp. So Sun, it's in the twin, causing the split, Gemini. We're into the Gemini symbol. The sun is active, so it's flaring and it's giving us coronal holes. And it is causing the earth to spin slower. And so the idea that we have this ability to just sort of bask and receive, right? Almost like we've gone to the beach and are sunning ourselves, right? And we go there to recharge and, a vacation. So we're getting the solar energy to do these new things, which we can do right now, or we can sort of take our time and just start to move with the energy of Jupiter. And then we're going to have a pinnacle of Sunday, Monday, where we can use that energy, if we haven't moved already, to decide that those are the days we're going to begin to act and do this new life. The sun should be continuing to be active. So pay attention if you want to find or follow a solar weather channel somewhere on the internet and sort of see when the flares happen and just sort of gauge how that matches with your body. Until next week, this is Jason wishing you many blessings. Oh yeah, like and subscribe if you will. Bye.